I actually recently went to the most obese town in the UK. Do you have any idea where that is? If you would take a guess, where do you reckon it is?
I couldn't tell you.
Do you know it? Yeah, you can have a guess.
Damn.
I went and
Most obese.
the most, yeah. And here's a fun fact about the town.
I think it's like, is it north?
Is that
No, not really. No, it's
Peterborough.
The
Scunthorpe. Scarborough. No.
just anywhere with that.
Yeovil.
Yeovil. No, okay. So the place is called Abu Vale. Right?
That's it.
Yeah, and it is in Wales, and it is
yeah.
literally in the middle of nowhere. Like it's out in the sticks. It used to be like a mining town, and the main reason, though, and one of the crazy stats about this place is that, 4 out of 5 people are either overweight or obese, which is insanity. And when I went there, I was quite curious. I didn't really know what to expect. I sort of went there with I was kind of like a half serious video, but then I was just like, I just kind of want to see like how big these people really are. Just out of like pure morbid curiosity.
There, isn't it?
But that's what we saw. So and then when we started doing the video, it actually took a little bit of a darker turn.
Sad.
And it was I left the place really sad because a lot of it is all based on poverty.
It was a mining town.
Yes.
When they close the mines, so there's no unemployment, and that's what usually happens. You see, my argument is this: if you teach people to cook, even with little money, you can still cook nice meals. That's why you see some of the meals I make simple. You can get chicken thighs for like £2. You can get some onions, cook for yourself. Bag of rice costs how much, and it can last you for days. But the problem is that people are not being taught. These people will make our foods convenience. Come on, chill out.
Yeah,
we'd make it for you, and that's why.
Well, that was the thing. There was only one healthy food shop there. There were 75 fast food. Like
nuts, isn't it? Nuts.
That is
75, and there was one, and it sold like your fruit and veg, but it was really small. And then when we walked in there, it's fully stocked. I'm talking like there wasn't anything out of stock there.
Was anyone even in it? How's it even open?
There was one lady that worked there. It was it's quite like an independent place.
Yeah. And
I asked her, I was like, why do you think that this town has that reputation? And she said, she was the only person to say this, but I think it was the one thing that I took away from that place, was that she said, nobody here knows how to cook.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, because then we went to like the supermarket, pretty much like 80% of the supermarket was all frozen food. And so I asked the lady there, and she was there like, well, if you go and look at the prices of the healthy food place, and then you look at this frozen food, you're telling me you can save time and money.
Yeah.
That's why people are buying this. So for them as well, because there was no like affordable healthy options, naturally they just gravitated towards to the frozen food.
I mean, I suppose that's why my daughter and my wife, they got a company called Pro Prep Meals. We actually used to serve like a restaurant.
Yeah.
But they closed it, and they're going to use the kitchen to teach people how to cook.
Right.
So people online, and it's something that I think this country needs desperately. Because when I was 10 years old, I left Ghana when I was really young. I was lucky. I won a scholarship to go to leave the country, and before my mum said to me, "You need to learn to cook." So she sat me down. She taught me 8 dishes.
Yeah,
you got to cook. Cooking is empowering. This is like in the 70s. People learned to cook. We did our own food processing, but unfortunately, we relinquished that responsibility onto the food manufacturers, and they've only got one aim in profit, and it will come at any cost. Don't think that Cocoa Pops is food. It's not fucking food.
Nah, I knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know.
It's an edible, like when I was a kid, we used to have these rats. We lived quite poor, and these rats in the neighborhood, and they used to leave a lot of rat shit. They look just like Cocoa Pops.
I thought you were going to say they look just like me.
They look just like you, Andy.
You're fucking right.
No, they look just like Cocoa Pops, and I don't get it.
What are some things that you look out for? Because I think one of the big things that people know you for is that you're ripping apart ingredient lists.
Yeah.
Are there any sort of like, what are maybe like the the main ones that you would say look out for that go under the radar?
I think the main ones that people don't really get are the different names that they use to disguise sugar.
Okay.
So when you get a product that says no sugar, but it's got potato starch, that's sugar. You know, it will tell you it's got things like molasses, that's sugar. It will tell you demerara, it's different names. It's about 75 different names for sugar, and they hide it. It's all marketing. They know exactly how to, avoid, because they can say sugar, something's got no sugar or reduced sugar, but then look at the back of it. It's about 6 different
types
names.
So you see on the front, it'll often say, it has got like the 4 or the 5 different things, and it's like green. So like a green sugar, but that's because there is actually no sugar, but there's replacements for sugar in there. Because
they can, if they put, let's say, I'll give you an example. I had a lady who was, I put on one of my plans. I don't call it a diet. It's a way of living lifestyle. And she was eating eggs and cheese in the morning. She kept eating and she's doing really well. And then after about 2 weeks, she came to me, she said to me, after every meal, I fall asleep. I feel sleepy after every meal.
Yeah.
And eventually I said to her, look, what are you eating? She was still eating cheese and eggs. Eventually we found out that the cheese she bought was grated. And when my daughter told me that, I didn't even know that. To stop the grated cheese from sticking together, they add potato starch. And your body treats potato starch exactly as it treats sugar. So that's what was making her fall asleep. So we took that out and she was fine.
Really?
The potato starch. To give you an example.
You see, there's a lot of people that I'm probably one of those people, and I think Chip's the same. Like, if we have a big meal, afterwards we're knackered. Like, we genuinely think like, I could do with a nap.
Do you know why?
No, that's what I was going to ask.
Okay, so your body is the cleverest machine that ever designed, better than your fucking Apple, whatever.
Let's just get on to it.
Yeah, no.
Let's just fuck him up.
He mentioned Cocoa Pops. Let's pick on it.
And that's pissed him off from the get-go.
No, but body is a very cleverly designed machine. What happens is when you're eating, your body's thinking, right, that's how we've evolved to be. As you're eating, your body's like, okay, what do I do with the energy from this food? It's got 2 choices. Store it for you to use straight away, or store it for you to use when times are hard. That's it. Body's constantly making the decision. Now, the decision your body makes depends on the hormonal instructions attached to every single food. Okay? Now, most of the foods that we eat, natural foods, all natural foods have hormonal instructions. The body has to take the food in, and he has to interpret it right. What do I do with this? You decide where to store it for you. Now, the foods that tell your body to store energy for a rainy day, fat, are the high carbohydrate foods, and especially sugar. Yep. Okay? They will tell your body to store energy. That's why you feel tired. And when your body makes a decision to store fat, it doesn't want to spend. It will not spend and stay over the same time. That's why you're tired. Your body is busy storing energy, storing body fat. That's why you're tired. It doesn't want to spend.